More than 250 days ago, Democrats broke the state's constitutionally defined quorum in an attempt to derail the legislative process. Now they're being fined more than $8,000 each. This is Monday, April 13th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for kicking off your week with this Monday edition of the Texas Minute. Let's get right into the news. In a 6-5 party line vote, the Texas House Administration Committee imposed fines on Friday for quorum-breaking Democrats. The penalty stemmed from Democrats' coordinated walkout during the legislature's special sessions last year, which temporarily halted proceedings by denying the chamber a constitutionally defined quorum. Under House rules in place at the time, absent members faced a $500 per day fine and were required to reimburse a share of the enforcement costs, including those expenses incurred by the Texas Department of Public Safety. The committee's action amounts to a fine of $8,354 per lawmaker, about $1,000 less than earlier estimates after penalties for 2 Sundays were removed. Now, it's worth noting that House rules prohibit lawmakers from using campaign funds to pay the fines, requiring penalties to be paid out of personal finances. The Houston Independent School District's state-appointed Board of Managers voted unanimously last week to approve a reduction-in-force framework that applies to more than 23,000 school district employees. The decision gives administrators the authority to cut or reassign teaching positions and some central office roles as the district works toward a balanced budget for the 26-27 school year. The district student population has declined 16% since the 2018-2019 school year. The Texas A&M University philosophy professor who claimed that campus leadership censored the teaching of Plato will be departing Aggieland this summer to join the faculty of Southern Methodist University in Dallas. Martin Peterson gained national attention in January when he attempted to shoehorn an obscure essay written by Plato into a claim that the Greek philosopher supported modern gender ideology. While the reading in question does explore themes of androgyny, Peterson's extrapolation of Plato's argument to cover modern gender ideology is heavily disputed. Despite the national narrative, Texas A&M never said Peterson couldn't teach Plato. Rather, they said he couldn't teach a distortion of Plato. One A&M regent said that more than 150 classes across the Texas A&M system continue to teach Plato. Meanwhile, Attorney General Ken Paxton has announced an investigation into left-wing indoctrination policies at the University of North Texas following the release of an investigative report by Accuracy in Media. Last week, Accuracy in Media published an undercover video in which a UNT staff member asserted that DEI is, quote, definitely still a focus at the institution, and then explained how they're getting around state law. All on hidden camera. Oops. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Hey there, folks. Chris Salcedo here from the Salcedo Storm podcast. As your friendly, liberty-loving Latino, I bring you a mix of engaging discussions to help us fight for our families, our state, and our conservative values. Tune in weekdays wherever you listen to podcasts.
Texas hemp producers have filed a lawsuit challenging recent industry regulations of THC by state health agencies. They claim that state agencies have overstepped their legal authority in issuing rules regulating THC in a manner that contravenes the wording of state law. Back in 2019, the Texas legislature passed the Texas Farm Bill, which established the state's legal definition of hemp. The law created a framework for the sale and manufacture of hemp, but it didn't legalize marijuana. Nonetheless, marijuana distribution shops began popping up throughout the state using the Texas Farm Bill as their justification. To address what some described as abuse, the House and Senate passed legislation last year designed to ban the sale of most hemp-derived THC products in Texas. The measure was ultimately vetoed by Governor Abbott, but in December, two state agencies under the governor's control sought to put a more restrictive total Delta-9 THC limit in place. So last week, the Texas Hemp Business Council and a variety of hemp-related plaintiffs filed a lawsuit against the new restrictions. Among other things, the plaintiffs want to block the state of Texas from implementing and enforcing this limit. You can find the details of this story and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. If you enjoyed the Texas Minute, please give the show a rating and share it with your friends. This edition was based on the original reporting of Brandon Waltons, Michael Wilson, Adam Kahn, and Travis Morgan. Production duties are handled by the great Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, let's go make it a great week.